I probably sound like a broken record, but this space is truly giving you guys a generational opportunity, a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I know that that kind of sounds ridiculous when we look at this space and it's like, all right, well, in the last couple of years, we barely made any money off of these old coins. Like they just continue to bleed out. Like what the hell is going on? All of this is just a joke. Meme coins are going crazy. Screw all these, assets that have utility. They don't mean anything. And well, that is what the typical retail investor would be thinking here. But let's actually talk about a few things. Let's address a few things as well. Specifically, we are going to be talking about XRP and Hbar today and really kind of connecting the dots here on just how these two, in my opinion, will be two of the largest players around this space and even outside of the space. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. And if you're not already following me on all social media platforms, you guys need to right now. Links down in the description below. And also join the free Discord as well. 6,000 plus members are now in the Discord. There is a ton of free information, ton of guides, exit strategies, things like that in the free Discord. So what are you guys waiting for? Join it right now to crush this cycle and make sure that you guys are setting yourselves up for financial freedom. So with that in mind, let's tap on in. Let's dive on into this post that I put out the other day. And I said, being a visionary typically pays off investing into markets in their infancy. In front of us, on paper, crypto seems like a huge industry, but realistically, it's a minuscule market that has the potential to revolutionize the world. It might not be the easiest market to plant seeds in, but I assume the dot-com boom was also similar. There are projects in this space that I foresee being worth $1 trillion plus in market cap, and that's conservative. Now, XRP and Hbar, I do believe that they will be worth $1 trillion plus. When the stocks you hold are on chain, when the deed to your house is on chain, and these things are being transacted 24/7, 365 on chain, people will kick themselves saying it was so obvious. Don't make the same mistake most made during the dot-com boom. We really do have a generational opportunity in front of us. You just need to do research and really think for a second. And yes, as we look at this space, institutions are embracing it in a very large way. Tokenization is probably one of the most misunderstood things in the space happening right now. Tokenization is going to affect everyone, everything. And bringing all that value on chain as a digital twin is going to change the entire landscape of crypto. We don't get there without regulation and without wiping out the garbage. That's just a fact. What's left is going to be these boring projects that nobody cares about. Hedera is going to be one of them. Ripple is going to be one of them. I think that that's proven by doing all the research. But when we take a quick look at Chainlink's tokenization use case, and no, this video is not about Chainlink. I still think that Chainlink is great, but the main thing I'm focused on here is value, okay? 2021, $867 trillion in assets was the figure that the World Economic Forum was pushing around, tokenization in some of these markets. Obviously, tokenization is a big hot topic now, and it is for, good reason. But today, this figure has grown significantly. If we take a quick look at on-chain assets, the market specifically for on-chain assets is insane. It's insane. DeFi, 93 billion. Cryptocurrency, I think that we're sub 2 trillion. We might be a little bit over it now. Tokenized RWAs, 170 billion. Guys, DeFi and RWAs is not even hitting $500 billion in market cap. But then when you look at debt markets, 100 trillion, stock market, 106 trillion, global real estate, 380 trillion. Right then and there, you have $500 billion in value that is set to be disrupted by tokenization. Then you mix in derivatives, $1 quadrillion. Gold, 16.1 trillion. Insurance, 7 trillion. Global trade, 31 trillion. Global advertising, 730 billion. Gaming, 220 billion. And hundreds of more industries that are worth well over $100 billion. Like, as we really look at what's going on here, Okay. All of this money floating on chain, being settled through some of these assets on these networks, it is a huge network effect. It's a network effect like no other. Bitcoin reached $70,000 plus because of a retail network effect of just buying, selling, and trading Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can hit the $1 trillion plus market capitalization value off of just a retail network effect, imagine what some of these assets like HBAR and XRP can be worth through the tokenization network effect of hundreds of trillions of dollars. Retail, institutions, enterprises, all utilizing these networks. Guys, I hate to sound like, a hopium dealer here, but these assets are not going to be cheap. They're not going to be cheap. We're not talking about $1. We're not talking about $5. We're not talking about $10. These assets will be very valuable. If what we are looking at here and what we are really kind of studying and reading and researching, I find it almost impossible that these assets are not worth trillions of dollars, especially in a world where Apple and Microsoft and Google, they're worth trillions of dollars just through retail-driven use cases. We're not even talking about tokenization of, Disney and tokenization of stocks themselves. It's insane. The opportunity here is insane. And then also you look at Goldman Sachs launching tokenization projects this year. You also look at OpenEden launching their tokenized T-bills on the Xrp ledger. You look at Hedera with RWAs. Institutions are embracing RWA tokenization in a large way. BlackRock, Goldman, Franklin Templeton. It's only going to continue from here on out. And when we look at some of these projects like, the XRP ledger with Ripple, and we look at Hedera with their RWA tokenization, which is continuing to grow and grow and grow, it's very clear to me that these are two very prominent names. Now, yes, you could throw in Stellar, sure, but these are two that I'm really kind of fully focused on. Over here, we have Aberdeen tokenizes money market fund on Hedera with Archax. Now, this kind of got blown out of proportion a little bit. Everyone was really kind of looking at this and saying, like, all right, well, it's 15 billion pounds. It's part of the $15 billion pound Lux Sterling money market fund. But I'm actually hoping that all of that does get tokenized on Hedera at some point in time. We know over here it's actually grown to $21 billion, which is very significant. And, they're utilizing Hedera because of the efficiencies. They're utilizing it because of how large this opportunity is to tap into the most efficient DLTs in the space. And we also have here that how is Aberdeen doing this? Now, mind you, this was back in June of 2023. Well, they're utilizing and exploring new technologies like DLT and AI, artificial intelligence. Why? Well, not only are we going to tokenize things on chain, but we're also going to automate these things trading through AI. And you don't get there without blockchain being at the core of all of this, DLT being at the core of all of this. It is very important to focus on. We're now starting to see the evolution of everything around us that has value tied to it. Markets, entire markets are going to be completely disrupted by this. I could not be any happier to start to see this really kind of unfold, because for years we've been talking about this. For years we've been talking about some of these great projects and saying, like, there's no doubt in my mind that they won't change the world. And this is exactly how we get there. Okay. And Hex Trust. So Hex Trust just partnered with Tokeny. This is to accelerate institutional RWA tokenization. Again, another prime example that institutional tokenization is the next big thing to focus on. Institutions, once they start to tokenize, it's not going to be in the millions of dollars. It's not going to be in the billions of dollars. It's going to be in the trillions of dollars. Once we get $1 trillion on chain, from there, 10 trillion becomes very easy. 100 trillion will quickly follow 10 trillion, in my opinion. You'll see. It's going to be a complete flood of money on chain. But remember who Hex Trust actually is. They are a fully licensed digital asset custodian that provides solutions for protocols, foundations, financial institutions, and the Web3 ecosystem. Now, they are focused on institutions. They love institutional clients, and they have a ton of investors behind them as well. Ripple is also one name behind them, which we will talk about why that's very important to focus on here in a second. And then when we talk about Tokeny, right? Tokeny has some great connections back to this space as well in a large way. Some great banks tied to them. Enterprise grade tokenization made simple, all that kind of great stuff. You could also see over here, this is the pioneer in compliant tokenization. See some of the names behind this. Gain immediate access to fully integrated, ecosystem with orchestration solution. Again, just really kind of hitting home on just how stacked this is. But then when we look at some of the names behind this, we can tie some of these banks back to Ripple. Joel Bank is a name tied right back to Hedera. They're working with HexTrust now. HexTrust is working with Hedera and also Ripple. If you guys didn't know that, I'm going to talk about that here in a second. When we go over here to the partners list as well, you can see some of their partners. Again, not too substantial in terms of the partnership list, but I do like the fact that they are partnered with Archax and Onera. Archax is working with Ripple and working with Hedera. Onera is also working with Hedera. Over here, we have HexTrust and Hedera partnered back in October of 2021, followed by HexTrust partnering with the Xrp Ledger back in February of this year. Over here is the breakdown of why they partnered with Hedera. They're integrating the Hedera network and its token service, their tokenization service, into HexSafe, their custody platform. This enables support for Hbar and all HTS issuances. HexTrust is now positioned as an official custodian for the Hedera ecosystem. And by the way, HexTrust also has been appointed as the strategic custodian of Toko, which is a major tokenization engine on Hedera through Dele Piper. And if we scroll down to the bottom there, you can see that this collaboration with Hedera and Toko demonstrates its commitment to security compliance and expanding the digital asset ecosystem through tokenization. Tokenization is the key thing here. And then when we look at the Xrp Ledger one, at the bottom, we have by integrating the Xrp Ledger into HexTrust or into HexSafe, HexTrust expands support for users within the Xrp Ledger ecosystem, offering access to XRP, offers tokens via Trustline, NFTs, partial payments, raw transactions. This relationship with Ripple includes joint projects and participation in industry events, highlighting their commitment to advancing digital asset solutions. This is where we really kind of look at what's going on here, right? Institutional focus on both Ripple side, HexTrust side, now with Hedera as well. It's really kind of linking everything together. And then when we look at Archax, which is the first regulated crypto exchange in the UK, but they're also fully focused on tokenization. Tokenization is their key thing. We know that just recently they collaborated with Ripple to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized real world assets to the Xrp Ledger. This happened on June 13th of this year. Now, also, Archax has been utilizing Hedera for a very long time. They've been really kind of working with Hedera on staking services, tokenization services, you name it. And if we look here, right, Archax is leading a new era in digital asset trading by leveraging DLT. And this is to transform how institutional investors interact with digital assets. The key thing to focus on here is that Archax is fully regulatory compliant. They're transparent. They have a full-on infrastructure for everything. And they are embracing institutionalization of tokenization. Even over here, we have Archax and the Hbar Foundation extend partnership for staking and RWA tokenization. And if you go over here you have the connection back to Onera and Archax through Hedera, which, like I said, they've been working together with Archax for a while. But Onera is key because when we look at Tokeny, now you can start to see all of this kind of coming together. A lot of these players are already tapped in, but what we're really witnessing is the infrastructure being put in place to target and tokenize massive amounts of money. This is what you want to really see. And when it comes to Ripple and when it comes to Hedera, these two are inking deals with the same companies. We know back in, I want to say January, maybe even December, there was speculation of Hedera and Ripple working together. You had Lehman Baird and also Brad Garlinghouse sat down with Max Walker Williams around a potential collaboration. They said that they would love to work together. When we talk about the tokenization landscape, guys, it's not going to be just one network, one project that is tokenizing these things of value. No, it's going to be a multi-asset space around tokenization. Hedera and Ripple are two players that I foresee tokenizing trillions on their network. And it's two projects that I foresee being very valuable. One, but also two, really kind of working together, collaborating together to realize in this entire vision. So as we really look at things happening in this space, guys, you need to focus on these very prominent projects because this entire space is changing. And being a visionary right now, I'm telling you guys, midterm, long term, it's going to set you up for financial freedom in a very large way. Generational wealth is no joke. It could very well happen through this industry. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.